Hello, this is Dr. Malcolm. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into the real reasons behind NASA's decision to shut down the Space Shuttle Program. This majestic bird soaring through the sky on plumes of fire and smoke captivated our imaginations. For decades, it promised us perfectly routine access to space, a step into the future amongst the stars. But then, in 2011, the program ended. The question isn't so much why it ended, but what really led to the grounding of this iconic spacecraft. Was it just a matter of cost and safety, as NASA officially stated, or were there other, perhaps even hidden, facts behind this? Section 1. In 2011, NASA announced the end of the Space Shuttle Program. Citing high operational costs and inherent safety risks, they declared the program unsustainable. Now, on the surface, this makes sense. I mean, the Space Shuttle was a complex piece of machinery, keeping it flight ready, ensuring the safety of our astronauts. It was a costly endeavor. The price tag for each launch was astronomical, far exceeding initial projections. But was cost connected with understandable safety concerns the whole story? Or were there deeper, more complex reasons behind this decision? To understand, we need to dig a little deeper. Section 2. The Space Shuttle was conceived as a revolutionary spacecraft, reusable, cost-effective, a workhorse for ferrying humans and cargo into low Earth orbit. But the reality proved far more complicated. The shuttle program, while groundbreaking, became one of the most expensive in history. Technical issues plagued the program from the start. The very systems designed to make it reusable turned out to be its Achilles heel. The thermal protection system, those iconic heat-resistant tiles, proved fragile and prone to damage. And then, of course, there were the tragedies. Challenger in 1986, Columbia in 2003. These disasters shook the nation and exposed inherent flaws in the shuttle's design and safety protocols. These events forced us to confront a difficult truth. The Space Shuttle, for all its ambition, was not the panacea for space travel we had hoped for. Section 3. The Challenger disaster. Just 73 seconds after liftoff, shattered our perception of routine space travel. The nation mourned the loss of 7 brave astronauts. Then, in 2003, Columbia disintegrated during re-entry, another gut-wrenching tragedy that claimed another 7 lives. These events weren't simply accidents. They were stark reminders of the inherent risks of spaceflight, but they also raised difficult questions about NASA's decision-making. Some engineers had warned about potential vulnerabilities in the shuttle's design, particularly the O-rings on the solid rocket boosters in Challenger's case and the fragile thermal tiles in Columbia's. Were these warnings ignored or downplayed? The investigations that followed exposed communication breakdowns and a culture that sometimes prioritized deadlines and budgets over safety. Section 4. Reusable? Not so much. The Space Shuttle was touted as a reusable spacecraft, a key selling point for its cost effectiveness. The reality, however, was far different. While the orbiter itself returned to Earth, much of the shuttle system was expendable. The massive external tank, the solid rocket boosters, these were not designed for multiple uses. Each launch required extensive refurbishment of the orbiter, replacing damaged tiles, inspecting every system, and ensuring it was ready for the extreme conditions of spaceflight. This meticulous process, while essential for safety, drove up costs. The initial promise of cheap, routine access to space never materialized. The Space Shuttle Program, instead of becoming a gateway to the cosmos became a financial black hole. Section 5. A perfect storm. Politics, budgets, and the end of an era. The Columbia disaster in 2003 had a profound impact on the Space Shuttle Program. Public support wavered and political winds shifted. The Bush administration, facing budget constraints and focused on the war on terror, began re-evaluating NASA's priorities. The vision for space exploration, announced in 2004, shifted NASA's focus towards lunar and Martian missions. The Space Shuttle, designed for low Earth orbit, no longer fit into this new vision. With funding dwindling and the shuttle nearing the end of its operational lifespan, the decision was made to retire the program. This left NASA reliant on Russia's Soyuz spacecraft for astronauts to travel to and from the International Space Station, a costly and somewhat humbling situation for a nation that had once led the world in human spaceflight. Section 6. Rising from the ashes, the future of human spaceflight. The retirement of the Space Shuttle marked the end of an era, but it also opened the door to new possibilities. NASA, freed from the constraints of the shuttle program, could now focus its resources on developing new technologies and partnerships. The Artemis Program, with its ambitious goal of returning humans to the moon and establishing a sustained presence there, became the agency's new flagship endeavor. At the same time, NASA embraced commercial partnerships, recognizing the innovative spirit and cost-effectiveness of private companies like SpaceX. SpaceX's Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets, along with the Crew Dragon spacecraft, have taken center stage, providing reliable and cost-effective access to space. And then there's Starship, SpaceX's ambitious project designed to take humans to Mars and beyond. These developments signal a new era in human space flight, one characterized by innovation, collaboration, and a renewed focus on pushing the boundaries of exploration. Section 7. Conspiracy theories and unanswered questions. The end of the Space Shuttle Program wasn't without its share of conspiracy theories. Some whispered that NASA was covering up the real reasons for grounding the fleet. Had they encountered something in space, something that made them rethink manned missions altogether? Did the government, fearing public panic, order a retreat from space exploration? These theories, while intriguing, lack evidence. The reality, as we've seen, is far more complex. A tapestry woven from budgetary constraints, political calculations, technological limitations, and the ever-present risks inherent in venturing beyond our planet. The Space Shuttle Program, while ultimately flawed, served as a stepping stone. It taught us valuable lessons, pushed the boundaries of engineering, and inspired generations to dream of a future amongst the stars. And while the shuttle itself may be grounded, our quest to explore the cosmos continues. Section 8. A new era of exploration. So, while we bid farewell to the Space Shuttle, we do so with gratitude for the journeys it took us on, the knowledge it brought back, and the sacrifices made in the name of exploration. The quest to understand our place in the cosmos continues, driven by our insatiable curiosity and our innate desire to push the boundaries of what's possible. As we venture further into the unknown, we carry with us the lessons learned from the Space Shuttle Program, a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge and the exploration of our universe are endeavors worthy of our greatest aspirations. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating insights into space and science. See you next time. I'm Dr. Malcolm.